morning, Miss Salam.
Good morning.
Um, how are you?
I'm fine. And yourself?
I'm good. I'm
Good.
good. This morning, Miss Salam, I'd like for us to do a reflection conference on, I guess, both you and I giving each other some feedback on how the research workshop went and how you feel like your students did. And I need to share some things with you about my perspective and how I did and what I did, and also some things that I didn't do.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, can we start with you maybe? Can you, and I guess just to give a little bit of history, your children have been working with historical figures for the past several weeks, and Frederick Douglass was one of those persons listed in your standards that we needed to cover. And before I go any further, thank you again for allowing me to come in. I really appreciate that. How do you think your children did during the research project, and do you think that they came away from it with a little bit more insight as to how Frederick Douglass contributed to democracy in our country?
Yes, actually, initially when we first started researching historical figures,
Mhm.
Frederick Douglass was one that they kept wanting to get confused with Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman. But by the end of the project with you, I think they did come away more knowledgeable than they started.
Oh, good,
So,
good. I am glad to hear that, because some of the conversations that I had with your children were very insightful. So I felt overall pretty good about it, but there were a couple of things that I wish I had done differently. And one of them would be just making sure that I had enough resources available for them that were on their level. So there would be an opportunity for them to work a little bit more independently, as well as some of the websites that we visited. It would have been great to have something or more things that they were able to read themselves and be able to work a little more. One of the things that I think that your children really got caught in was the fact, during several lessons I asked them, how do they think that Frederick Douglass made a contribution to democracy? And they loved their standard answer. Yeah, he fought back, but we were able to change some of their thinking, and that was good. But as I said, Ms. Salam, overall I was very pleased with how things worked and how things turned out. But I do know that having more resources would have been one thing that I would have done differently, would have loved to have had more of, and even thought about maybe having some third grade or even fourth grade research buddies.
yes.
That would have been very beneficial to your children. But overall, they were troopers. You and I both hung in there with everything that we had to work around the schedules and the illnesses. But I think it turned out well.
I do as well. And thank you for adding to my artifacts, because I love that chart that's on the wall. So,
Thanks.
yes.
I appreciate it, Ms. Long.
Okay.
All right.